Cookies and sessions. These are the two major concepts for PHP or any code igniter web framework. So today now we'll understand in this chapter about cookies as well as sessions. So this chapter is complete focus about understanding cookies and sessions. So first of all, let's start with the diagram which is present now. So here you get the pictorial representation of how cookies and sessions are managed. So it is like we have the client and server application structure. So cookies is the one which interacts from the client perspective. It includes all the user information in it, which has the information related to the session activity as well. So both are like interdependent also somewhere like and connected to each other when it comes to the transformation or you can say the communication from client server end. So we have the HTTP client over here as you can see in the diagram. So all the cookies as well as the sessions are completely dependent on these client server communication, like the two-way client server communication or the one-way or whatever the request and response is sent. It is all managed with the help of cookies and sessions. So now the basic concept comes in our mind, like how cookies and session interact with each other and how they are managed. So we have this picture over here. Here you can have a look that there is an HTTP client. You can say client is nothing but the one which manages the user information, saves the user information, and it awaits for the response and sends information to the server. See, for example, login. I've given an example over here with the username and password. So it is sending this request to the server to check whether my login and password is correct or not to the HTTP server. What does the HTTP server does? The HTTP server, it checks with the session ID, the username, create date, expiry date, last access date, and all various parameters to the database. So session is nothing but the particular stipulated time period where all the users interact with each other. So cookies and sessions are based on that perspective. So coming out with the picture, like cookies includes the information which is sent through the client to server. So that is nothing but the request information, and the request is then later verified under the server's end, like whatever the information, for example, username and password is correct or not. And this HTTP protocol is stateless because once it ends terminates completely. It does not save any information for the session activity. So this information is saved and later all the information is gathered from in the cookies end, because cookies is nothing but the one which saves the user information. So it is like all this information is saved in the client side, and sessions is the one which maintains the interaction with the client as well as the server side thing. So that is a basic difference between both of them. One more thing, cookies store information in the end user browser client side until it is deleted, whereas sessions, data stored in session are stored onto the server. So that is a basic difference between both of them. When we understand from PHP concept or any PHP framework, for now it is Code Igniter, we should keep this picture in our mind, like we are going to use cookies as well as sessions while developing a web application. So we got a brief description or a basic difference between both of them. So in this picture also you can see that I have taken some parameters over here with the cookie session ID and the content as David. So once the access is verified from the server end, like okay, the username and the password is correct or not, it is sent to the cookies. Like yes, the login information is verified and it is correct. Once it is verified, the cookie saves the information into its system and it keeps this information with respect to the identification of a user, and the identification of the user is indirectly done from the session end. So that is the way interaction takes place from both of them. So this is the major picture for cookies as well as the session interaction. There is also a thing that cookie is used for identification of user, whereas sessions are nothing but the one which are used to interact with the user and get the information. In the next chapter, we'll understand about creation of cookies as well as creation of the sessions, that is cookie management and session management in Code Igniter, and how they are managed over here. Because in Code Igniter also we maintain these parameters like core PHP, like having a cookies as well as a session, as HTTP is a stateless protocol. So we need to maintain this inside our framework and in a perfect way. So that is the focus we will be dealing with in our upcoming chapters about understanding with respect to cookie management and session management. and the major difference between both of them, like how a framework handles both the request simultaneously or with together or separately. So let's focus to our next chapter.